Have you ever just wondered how a trading idea goes from being, just a thought in your head to a set of hard and fast rules you can actually follow? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on that whole process. We're going to walk through how a real trading system evolves from a kind of messy first draft to a super streamlined, actionable plan. Let's just dive right in.
So yeah, this is the big question, right? How is a system like this really built? It's not like it just appears out of thin air. It's a journey of refinement. You start with this big, broad concept, a bunch of good ideas all thrown together, and then through a process of testing and simplifying, you chisel it down into something that's clear, specific, and most importantly, something you can repeat over and over again. And every single system starts with a first draft. In this case, it's pretty much a comprehensive brain dump of all the guiding principles, before they're sharpened into actual hard rules. Okay, what's so interesting here is the level of detail. I mean, we've got some solid concepts: embrace, buy, and hold during uptrends, use leveraged ETFs to really amplify returns, validate trends with classic tools. It even splits the money into defensive and enterprising accounts. These are all great principles, but you can see how they're more descriptive than they are prescriptive. Like, in the heat of the moment, what does validate midterm trends actually tell you to do? That's the problem we need to solve. And that brings us to maybe the most crucial step in building any system. You have to move from these general principles to concrete specifics. The whole goal here is to just eliminate any and all ambiguity. We need to turn those good ideas into direct, unmistakable instructions. And this slide just illustrates that shift perfectly. Look at the left side. In draft 1, we have this vague idea, a defensive account. Okay, but what is that? Then, on the right, in draft 2, it becomes a specific, actionable rule. Allocate 80% to QQQ.TO, which is an ETF that tracks the NASDAQ-100. Same thing for the enterprising account, it becomes the leveraged ETF TQQQ.TO. All the guesswork is just gone. And visually, this is what that decision looks like. It's a clear, defined strategy. 80% of the capital goes into one specific asset, QQQ.TO, and the other 20% goes into TQQQ.TO. This isn't just a plan anymore. It's a blueprint. There is absolutely no room for doubt.
So the assets are chosen. Now we get to a really key innovation in the system, a way to actually quantify market conditions and, take emotion out of the driver's seat.
I mean, this is the million-dollar question for any trader, isn't it? When the market is flying all over the place, it is so easy to hesitate, to second-guess yourself. How do you build a system that forces you to act based on data, not on your fear or your greed? How do you create a clear, objective signal that just screams, go? The answer is a number, a simple score, out of a total of 9. This score becomes the ultimate decider, the final judge on whether the market conditions are actually good enough for a trade. It takes all of this complex data and boils it down to one easy-to-understand number. And here's how that score gets built. It's calculated across 3 different categories. First up is trend. Is the price above its key moving averages? That can get you up to 3 points. Next is momentum. Are indicators like RSI and MACD, which measure the speed and change of price moves, are they showing strength? Well, in this snapshot, nope, so that's 0 points. And finally, volatility. Is the VIX, what they call the fear index, is it low? Yes, it is. That's another point. You just add them all up for a clear, data-driven score. Simple as that. Okay, so we've got our assets and our market condition score. Now we just need the final piece of the puzzle, the specific, tactical rules for getting into and out of a trade. These are the execution commands, the triggers that turn all this analysis into actual action. The buy signals are a super clear 2-step process. The first entry only happens when the stochastic oscillator, that's a momentum indicator, is below 20, which signals an oversold condition, and a bullish candlestick pattern shows up. But you don't take the full position until a bullish 50-day EMA crossover confirms that the new uptrend is real. It's a system of checks and balances, And the sell signals are just as precise. You start to sell when the stochastic is above 80, which suggests the market is overbought, and you get 2 more confirming signals, a bearish candlestick and a bearish MACD crossover. The final exit, getting all the way out, is triggered by a bearish 50-day EMA crossover. So every single action is dictated by a specific combination of these indicators. And finally, we have a rule for timing. This isn't just about what to trade or why you're trading it, but when you do it. The instruction is to confirm the trend for the day and then execute the trade near the market close, around 3:30 p.m. This helps you avoid all the noise and crazy volatility of the market open and lets the day's real trend kind of show itself. So, after all that refinement, all that chiseling away, what are we left with? Well, we've gone from a whole page of broad ideas to a sleek, focused, and complete trading system. Let's take a look at the final product. And here it is. The journey is complete. The strategy is crystal clear. Hold one asset, trade the other one. The allocation is fixed. The main trigger is that objective composite score. The execution rules are super precise, and the timing is defined. Every single element from that initial, kind of complicated draft has been boiled down into a simple, powerful, and actionable plan. And that really brings us to the end. Seeing this whole evolution makes you think, doesn't it? It's not just about trading, it's about how we make decisions. Whether you're talking about investing, business, or even just how you learn, that process of refining a big idea into a specific, actionable system is just incredibly powerful. So the question I want to leave you with is this: what's the most important part of the system that you use to make decisions?